My oh my, how quickly WWE Backlash has snuck up upon us. We are almost 24 hours away from Backlash PLE on Peacock and Netflix, and we have 5 huge matches going down where a lot can go down, and I'm here to give you everything I think is going to happen and all of my predictions for the show. But first, make sure you guys are following me on Twitch, twitch.tv/chilljosh, as well as Kick, and right here on YouTube, hit that sub button, as I will be live reacting my reactions to Backlash here on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Kick, and on TikTok Live. So just go down below in that description. Make sure you guys are following me everywhere, as well as on my Patreon. We do have a Patreon now, patreon.com/chilljosh. I will be uploading full match reactions to Backlash to the Patreon right after the PLE ends, from beginning to end. So make sure you guys go subscribe to the Patreon. You'll get to see the full match, including my reactions from beginning to end, over on the Patreon, guys. So let's go ahead and get into it, into my 2025 Backlash predictions. We're going to start here with the match that I think kicks off Backlash, and that is the former World Heavyweight Champion Gunther taking on Pat McAfee. And how this match, of course, started when Pat McAfee was defending Michael Cole from Gunther. Gunther was, of course, furious about losing his title, going up to commentary, talking about them being biased and whatnot. Of course, he ended up grabbing Michael Cole, trying to put him in a chokehold, but Pat McAfee immediately came in, started trying to fight him, but of course, Gunther choked him out, which led to Gunther getting suspended for only about a weekish. And then, of course, he was reinstated. Pat challenged him to a match at Backlash, which was granted by Adam Pearce. And now, Pat McAfee has to figure out a way to beat the former world champion Gunther at Backlash. Now, I expect this match to be pretty awesome. Of course, Pat McAfee isn't a full-time wrestler, but anytime he's been in the ring, he is not bad, and he's very entertaining. But at the end of the day, I do think this is Pat McAfee's toughest test he's ever faced in the ring in Gunther, and I expect Gunther to beat him to a bloody pulp in that ring. I expect Pat McAfee to look like a puppy who just got into all of the strawberries in the fridge, his face just covered in red, but it's not strawberries, it's going to be blood. And Gunther is going to make an example out of him on his way back to the World Heavyweight Championship. I think that he's going to beat him so badly that even after the match is over, that he's going to keep beating down Pat McAfee, and there's going to be only one person that's going to come out and make the rescue, and that is Goldberg. 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 Now, of course, he's going to come out and it's going to set up a match down the line for Goldberg's retirement match. Now, I think this will happen after the match. I don't think Goldberg will come out during the match, so I think Gunther gets the clean victory. I mean, as clean as you can get to beating a commentator to a bloody pulp. But Goldberg will make his way out, make the save for Pat McAfee, setting up for Goldberg's retirement match. Now, I'm hoping whenever that happens, I'm assuming SummerSlam, maybe even Money in the Bank, that Gunther gets the win over Goldberg. But that's how I think this one goes down. Do you think Goldberg will be at Backlash tomorrow night to save Pat McAfee to set up a match with Gunther? And will this be Goldberg's retirement match? And do you think he would win his retirement match or lose it? Let me know down in the comments below. But there you go. Pat McAfee is going to get murdered. Our next matchup is for the Intercontinental title. These two have battled multiple times before, but either it's ended in shenanigans or there's multiple people involved. But this time, Dominic Mysterio defends the Intercontinental title against Penta. Now, of course, a lot of people are thinking this is just going to end in typical Judgment Day fashion with either JD McDonough or someone from the Judgment Day helping Dom retain. But I'm here to tell you that I think that we are going to see some craziness in this match on top of the typical Judgment Day interference, running in, trying to help. I think we finally see the turn of Finn Balor exiting the Judgment Day, trying to cost Dominic Mysterio his title. But in the end, I actually think Dominic is going to retain. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking. Well, if Finn's going to turn on him, how is he going to retain the title? Well, Dom, I think, is going to retain before Finn turns. I think the match will end with him retaining over Penta, and then we'll see Finn Balor finally come in the ring to celebrate and turn on the full Judgment Day, thus starting him versus the Judgment Day. But Penta, you are a great wrestler, and I expect nothing but Cero Miedo in this matchup. But of course, Dirty Dom coming in with his Bien Pendejo is going to come out as the Intercontinental Champion. Jacob Fatu left WrestleMania as the new WWE United States Champion, and he's going into Backlash in his first defense in a fatal 4-way. Damian Priest, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre are all vying for that title at Backlash, and this match can end in so many different ways. Of course, with it being a fatal 4-way, that means it's fatal 4-way rules. No disqualification. Weapons, interferences are all allowed, and I think there's a few ways this match is going to go, but I'm going to tell you the one first that I think 100% is going to go down tomorrow at Backlash. With this being a fatal four-way, I have no doubt in my mind Solo Sikoa will be ringside for this matchup to help Jacob Fatu. It's very obvious that Solo wants to take all of the credit for Jacob in the WWE, for even him winning the US title, but that is not even the case. Jacob won that US title by himself clean at WrestleMania, but Solo just keeps taking all that credit. Now, this is obviously leading to Solo versus Jacob down the line. Heck, it might even happen at SummerSlam. But I will say that this match will have a lot of shenanigans in it. I think that we'll see weapons galore. This is going to have insane amount of chaos. And I think that we're going to see Solo Sikoa try to help Jacob Fatu. But Jacob Fatu is just so crazy good that I think that even Solo's accidental help, which I don't think will help Jacob that much at all, is actually going to make Jacob furious and almost cost him the title. But I think Jacob will actually get the win, even though Solo almost helps him, if you know what I mean. He's going to cost him. He's going to try to cost him here. I really would be surprised if Jacob loses here because Solo cost him. Because let's be honest here, Solo Sikoa has been very jealous of Jacob since he basically came in. The crowd reactions, the fact that he was able to be the one to put Roman on his ass more than Solo did, and so on and so forth, and just have these crazy reactions from the WWE universe makes me really believe that Solo is just over him, even though he comes out every week and he's like, oh, look at my Jacob, basically, like, look what I did, look what I made, look what I helped bring to you guys. And it's just definitely going to be leading to them two feuding. I think everyone is in agreement to that. But I definitely don't think that Jacob loses because of Solo just yet. I do think that's eventually how Jacob loses the US title, just not less than a month after he gained it at WrestleMania. Like, we're only 3 weeks after Mania, which is crazy to think about, honestly. But Solo Sikoa is going to try to help and or cost Jacob, but it's not going to work, and Jacob's going to retain, and I think this should be a great fatal four-way. Lyra Valkyria is defending the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch returned at WrestleMania to team up with Lyra after someone attacked Bayley after Bayley and her won a crazy gauntlet tag match to get an opportunity at the women's tag titles against Liv and Raquel at Mania. Of course, that person ended up being Becky Lynch to team up with Lyra. They ended up winning against Liv and Raquel, but then they lost them the next night on Monday Night Raw. They had a one-day title reign, thus having Becky attack Lyra, blaming her for everything, and thus starting a new heel Becky Lynch. And now they will battle for this women's Intercontinental title, and we've only had one women's Intercontinental champion since its inception, and I was really bummed that Lyra didn't get to defend that at Mania. Same with the women's US title. It was kind of interesting, and I thought odd that we put the women's IC champion, the first ever women's IC champion, for its first ever Mania in a tag match for a tag title, made her a double champ only to lose the next night. Why didn't they just have them lose and have Becky turn at Mania? I feel like that was the better option, Hunter. Whatever. We're past everything now, so we're already here. I do think Becky Lynch will beat Lyra Valkyria and become the new women's Intercontinental champion, but I do see Bayley coming out after the match and attacking Becky, because Becky admitted she was the one who beat down Bayley to become Lyra's partner. So I think we'll see Bayley come out after the match, beat down Becky, setting up the feud for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I do think Lyra will get a rematch, maybe on Raw, but I think that Becky will retain that as well. And then I think that we'll see Becky, Bayley going up maybe into Money in the Bank, maybe into SummerSlam down the road. It might be a multiple month feud. Who knows? But I think Bayley will return and get revenge and possibly become Women's Intercontinental Champion down the line. But Becky Lynch will walk out your Women's Intercontinental Champion. And then, of course, one last time, John Cena, the record breaker, 17-time WWE World Champion, going up against Randy Orton. Now, these two have a historic feud, probably one that could even go into the Hall of Fame as just a rivalry into the Hall of Fame. You could pinpoint so many different matches of these two's career against each other and put them in the Hall of Fame, but I would just say put the whole rivalry in the Hall of Fame. These two are some of the GOATs in pro wrestling of all time, in my opinion, and they've had some of the best matches, greatest rivalry ever. Like, it's just been classic and historic. Now, as for their match here, the dynamic has completely flipped. We have never seen Randy Orton as a face versus John Cena as a heel. The majority of the time, or basically every time, it has been Randy as the heel and Cena as the face. At least that we all can remember. If someone has where Cena's been the heel as like maybe Dr. Thugonomics against Randy, let me know, because I don't remember that. But point being, this is a crazy switch in dynamics here. Randy Orton trying to get his 15th world title reign, while Cena's trying to hold on to that 17th title reign, and he's trying to be the last real world champion. At least that's how he puts it, that even when he retires as champion, as John Cena puts it, he will be the last real champion, and they'll bring in another title, but it won't be the real one, just like John Cena says. So we'll see what happens here, but I don't think Cena's 17th title reign is going to be a 3-week title reign. Now, I know this is in Randy's hometown of St. Louis, and the crowd is going to be hot. I actually think this is going to be a mixed crowd for Cena and Randy. Like, I don't expect it to be full on Randy. Like, this crowd has loved Cena. They were cheering Cena majority of the time, I feel like, over Cody at WrestleMania. So I expect the same at Backlash in St. Louis. John Cena isn't losing this title in a 3-week reign. Randy Orton and him, I think, are going to put on a great match, and I think it should be a little hectic. I think that we might be seeing Travis Scott get involved, and if he doesn't get involved, Cena's going to cheat regardless. He's going to use a weapon. He's going to use the title as a weapon when the ref gets knocked down, or the ref's distracted by someone, or something is happening, or the ref gets bumped. Whatever goes down, the ref's going to not see Cena using the title. John Cena is going to get that win. And honestly, I think he should win all these matches by submission at this point. Just really piss off the crowd. Make Randy tap out. Be like, what are you doing? Don't make me tap out like this. I don't like this. But I really think that that's how John Cena should win most of his matches, by tap out, not by pinfall. I think that would be the better way to get heat on him. Instead of getting that 1, 2, 3 where the crowd could cheer along, just have him in that submission where he finally taps. Or even do it like Gunther where he just taps immediately. Like, I think that'd be a great way to get heat on John Cena. But John Cena ain't losing that 17th title reign just yet. I think he actually goes about till SummerSlam with it. Who he loses it to, possible that it could be Punk, Gunther, Breaker. There's so many names out there, but I definitely don't think Randy Orton is the guy to do it. There you have it. There are all my predictions for Backlash. If you have any differing predictions, or if you have the similar ones, let me know down in the comments below, especially with the Goldberg part, the Bailey part. Let me know all your thoughts on everything I said here, guys. If you want more videos like this, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon, guys. $2.99 a month, and I'm putting full match reactions from start to finish from all WWE and AEW PLEs on there. So we already have all WrestleMania reactions from start to finish on there both nights, as well as we're about to have Backlash tomorrow after the PLE. From start to finish, all reactions on there. So go subscribe, go follow me everywhere. All the links are down in there. Comment on this video. Let me know all your thoughts on Backlash and what do you think is going to happen here in the WWE in the future. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.